I'm a girl, gamer, power of flamer. Watch yourself, I'm a pretty good aimer. Japanese made, I'm a mean kink shamer. And I died for your sins.
Stop and think for a bit. What are 3 words you never want to hear a friend tell you? I hate you. You're the problem. I main hero. Okay, here's one last one. It gets good. Sadly, this is often the case with RPGs, which is why they need something else to grab you. Be it a unique setting, clever writing, or familiar IP, because, let's face it, nobody was ever enthralled by any Pokemon game's first battle. Ever. Xenoblade Chronicles had an early story hook. Xenoblade X had an early gameplay hook, at least when you weren't. For Xenoblade 2.
This is mainly because at the beginning, you suck.
Especially for this playthrough. I mean, I chose Bringer of Chaos difficulty, which is a DLC hard mode that— oh god, no! Especially for this playthrough, in which I chose a custom difficulty which was still really hard. It just wasn't stupid dumb. The opening is very slow. You get introduced to the world. It's a cool little fantasy place. The people live on the back of large beasts. The most effective weapons in the world are people that are just allergic to clothes. Rex is an impulsive social lad, kind of the opposite of Shulk from the first game. But like Shulk, then we have Nia, a Welsh cat girl that just hates the world, and that's why she aligns with actual terrorists, but she objects when killing is involved? What? Also her Blade, we'll talk about Blades later, but he's the cat boy. As for the villains we meet early on, yeah, Mallow sucks. He's just bad. I'm not really sold on his voice acting.
Well, you've got some skill, I'll give you that. Guts too.
Like at all. As for Jin, he becomes an interesting villain, because he sure as hell isn't one now. Instead, he's just so embarrassed that Rex touches sword that— oh wow, he kills him. Could you speed this up? But Rex awakens in a dream state and meets with Pyra, the Aegis and the strongest blade in the world. We'll still talk about blades later, please trust. He agrees to go to Elysium with her, which is a heaven-like place said to solve all the world's current problems. She then gives Rex half of her life force in order to revive him. After this battle, in which it's revealed—
takes me back to 500 years ago.
No, Rex, Nia, Pyra, and Dromark escape on the Titan that Rex has lived on and— oh no, he's dead.
How awful.
Rex!
Never mind, anime just sucks yet again. It's a fine enough intro, story-wise at least, but the real problem is the chain attacks, the fusion combos, the deeper mechanics. They just don't exist yet. And yeah, it's fun to get stronger in RPGs, but when you start off so weak to the point where you can't even use all your abilities at the start of battle, it just feels really bad. But anyways, I've been talking about blades a bit. What are they?
Door.
For starters, only a few people have the aptitude to become the master of a blade, or as they call it, their driver. Once you become the driver of a blade, it stays with you until one of you dies. And yes, they do come from crystals, and yes, this is a gacha system. Unlike other gacha systems which go from commons, rares, epics, legendaries, whatever. With Xenoblade 2, it's more of commons. Boop, you have a wife now.
Dude, about f***ing time.
Anyways, while I was explaining this deep lore, Nia had to go and get herself captured by the Empire. We are saved by this guy named Tora. He's the second worst. Yes, he makes artificial blade, but he's also a pervert. Please stop me from lolling or I might raffle at some point. Really though, he's not as not bad as Riki, but when compared with Tatsu—
Listen here, give me 20.
Anyways, we saved Nia from Empire Lady Morag, who wasn't going to execute her. and we make it to Elysium through the world tree that I forgot to mention somehow.
Rex, we need to leave. We can't stay here.
What? Why? What are you talking about, Pyra?
Just kidding, Timmy left his Bionicle laying around, so we're here for another couple hours. Anyways, we end up in Uriah, where we meet with Vandam, leader of a local mercenary squad.
Playtime's over. Take this. Ha! If you're a driver, you're a new one for sure.
He offers to give us guidance, which is nice because I really like his voice. But anyways, at this point, you've probably done some side quests, so now it's time to finally be positive about the game. In addition to the amount of normal side quests, which are fantastic, there's a bunch of side quests you can do with just about every rare blade. But in past games, the amount of XP side quests gave you was too much?
Will I ever stop excelling?
This isn't an issue in Xenoblade 2 because of the bonus XP system. You can essentially choose how much you level off of side quests with this, and it's a welcome addition. Now that combat is not bad, let's talk about it. The general combat is very position based, so why not constantly reposition?
Stop, don't come back.
Unlike the two previous games, moving is a commitment. This makes so much as touching the control stick a calculated risk, especially when your main method of healing is moving. Arts recharge by auto attacks, and specials recharge by arts. And then specials turn into blade combos, which do a ton of damage, which allows you to do even more damage with chain attacks, and yeah.
This'll be on the test.
But once you do manage to make it this far, you are rewarded.
Are you ready, Rex? Another lesson for ya. Something else you could do with a blade. You gotta make it to Elysium.
I won't allow it. Give it up!
Vandam dies. Torna is revealed to be true threats as Malos is another Aegis. He's still a bad villain though. And Pyra's true form is shown as Mithra. Yeah, turns out Pyra was just another self that Mithra constructed to be less mean, less impulsive, less destructive, and less of a tsundere, which hey, I'm all for.
If you like tsunderes, then fuck you.
Okay, so we got Morag, the special inquisitor of the Empire of Mor Ardain on our side. Now it's time to fight this guy for the third time.
You're still holding back. Where's the Aegis's true power?
Mithra's power is only for fighting bad guys.
Okay, so we got Zika, special envoy of the Indoline Praetorium, and the Prince of Tantal on our side. Okay, we're finally in Indal, and yep, this place is probably evil. Yeah, we got our new best friend in the world, Zeke, saying it's alright, but considering it's a religion in a JRPG, we're looking pretty fucked. But hey, let's give this guy the benefit of the doubt. His kill count is probably only in the low thousands.
Long ago. Too long ago. I used to think like you.
Jin is framing the Empire into making it look like they broke a treaty when it was just him this whole time.
He was the strongest blade in Torna until it fell in the war.
It fell, says the girl who sang it.
Oh yeah, also murder. Jin does that.
I don't think so.
He also gets a little headache, which causes him not to be able to kill us, which is pretty cool, but maybe just bring some ibuprofen next time, I don't know.
Ding ding ding, oh what's that? It's the plaque, it's way too f***ing much and we need a Cliff Notes version bell. Gotta do what it says.
Pyra gives herself over to save the party from Torna, who are revealed to be half-blade, half-human hybrids known as flesh eaters. Mia is also a flesh eater, I guess.
I love you, Rex.
What?
And after all this, Rex becomes the true power of the Moman true driver of the Aegis. After falling into the land of Maritha, aka Earth, we see Jin isn't actually a bad guy, he's just misunderstood. Also, turns out the reason Malos was a complete JERK is because, say it with me, church bad. After that, it's a race to heaven to get to God, basically. As the Tornaguys fall, we beat Malos one last time and...
The world tree itself will fall apart on top of all rest. There is one way. Just one way to prevent it. This was the first lie I ever told you.
Pyra lies in order to sacrifice herself and save Rex. That's in character, follows the established rules of the world, and just makes sense. Good thing there isn't an after credit scene that ruins this. Oh, okay. Zany jokes aside, is the ramp up to get the game this good necessary? Not entirely. Yeah, it's rewarding to get as strong as you do, and you do feel strong at the end of the game, don't get me wrong. But just being able to use your arts at the start of battle would go a long way towards sucking players in. Is the ramp up worth it? Absolutely. While the story isn't as great as Xenoblade 1, it does its job and then some. So basically, if you ask me, it gets good.